Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Big Fight Fuel channel. The timing of this, for me, was all bad because it's 3 o'clock and I'm getting ready to go to work. I gotta be in work by 3:30, and I get the alert on my fucking phone at 3:10 that the Miami Dolphins have paid Tua Tagovailoa. I would have gotten this video out sooner and much earlier if I didn't have to go to work today. But it's 10 o'clock on the East Coast as I'm recording my reaction to the signing of quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, and we're gonna give my entire detail. I got so much that I want to dive into with this. Us as Dolphin fans and me personally, I've been so sick of hearing this as the conversation for about 5 months now. When is the Dolphins going to pay Tua? How much are the Dolphins going to pay Tua? Is Tua going to play on a fifth-year option? Are the Dolphins really going to hold out? Or is Tua going to hold out in training camp? I've been tired of the entire talk. I'm so happy. I'm so happy it's over. We don't have to talk about this anymore. Our man got paid. Our guy, Tua Tagovailoa, got paid. And I'm going to tell you what. I'm thrilled that he got this contract. He deserves the type of contract that he got. And he deserves it because let's fast forward back, okay? This man has been through so much in his career, football in general, with the hip injury in Alabama, injury concern going into the 2020 draft when he got drafted by the Miami Dolphins. Then he's on the bench for the first couple years, and he starts. He eventually plays, and he plays pretty well. He gets benched here and there for Ryan Fitzpatrick. Brian Flores wanted nothing to do with this guy. He wanted to trade him. He wanted Tom Brady. He wanted Deshaun Watson. He wanted to draft Jordan Love. He wanted to take, I don't remember who he wanted to take with the 15th pick overall, but the Miami Dolphins had another draft pick in that draft, and it was the 18th pick where they selected Austin Jackson, who's our starting right tackle. At that spot, Brian Flores wanted to pick Jordan Love. Brian Flores wanted Jordan Love, who is now the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. Congratulations to him. That's who Brian Flores wanted to pick. But I'm really happy with Tua, and I could not be any happier to support a quarterback for the next 4 years, like I am with Tua Tagovailoa. And he had a rough 2021, I must say. He did not have a good year. He got hurt in the beginning of the season. He was out. Then he came back, and the team was saying he had a finger issue, and it wasn't an excuse for him not to play because Brian Flores didn't want to pay Tua, and then Jacoby Brissett was so bad they had no choice but to play Tua, and he was okay. And then the Titans game happened, and he choked. And there's been no doubt about it that there has been some big games in his career that Tua Tagovailoa has choked, and he has not played well in. And we have talked about it in the past. There is so many games. The Buffalo game in 2020, the Titans game in 2021, the Titans game this past season. There's been so many games, but I think the man has been through so much in his career, and you see you see the difference when he's off the field compared to when he's on the field and his leadership on the field. Let's give an example. 2021, Tua got hurt. The offense was shit. 2022, we had the whole this was Mike McDaniel's first year. We had the whole concussion drama, right, with Tua, and he got hurt on the Thursday night game against Cincinnati. Then we had to deal with Teddy Bridgewater, and we had to deal with Skylar Thompson, and then he gets another concussion, and we're stuck with Skylar Thompson for the rest of the season. And they didn't do much, if not nothing. And you see the comparison between when Tua Tagovailoa is not on the field compared to when he is. And the players say the same thing too. When Tua is not practicing, the offense struggles, and then you have new defensive players like Jordan Brooks and Anthony Walker come out to the media and say, man, when one is on the field in practice, it's a whole different mentality. He's legit. And this was a good sign that Tua was going to get paid, because on Wednesday, he was a limited participant. Yesterday, he was dressed, but he didn't practice. Today, Tua was a full participant at practice, and they got it done right before the training camp started on Sunday. The first training camp practice with fans is on Sunday, and I'm so excited to see the videos come out on social media. And I will do the same thing that I do every year, and I will gaslight the plays that I see on practice where they're not wearing pads and Tua is throwing 60-yard bombs to Tyreek and all this cool shit. I'm happy for Tua, just because of everything that he's been through with Brian Flores and him trying to trade Tua, and the concussions in 2022. And last year, he played an entire season. He played an entire season last year, which was huge for the Dolphins organization, which is a reason that I think that the Dolphins were able to pay Tua. And if you hear noises outside, there's fireworks going on. So my apologies, but I think one of the reasons that Chris Greer, Stephen Ross were like, you know what, let's pay him, was because he had a full year of playing. He did not. He was healthy all year. He led the NFL in passing yards. The only thing that he has to get better at is winning big-time games against big-time teams. And there's a lot of that this year. And it starts week 2 versus the Buffalo Bills. I'm not going to call Jacksonville a big-time team, but they're good. And that is going to be a very exciting matchup between two quarterbacks who just got recently paid and two good teams. I think Jacksonville is a good team. And Miami, I think they're going to be pretty good as well, hopefully. But Tua is now he's not the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. He is the 4th highest paid quarterback in the NFL after Jordan Love got paid the highest contract of any quarterback in the NFL. Highest paid quarterback in NFL history. Tua Tagovailoa received the highest contract, the largest contract in Miami Dolphins history, and we got him secured for 4 years. And I think now we got to make the cheetah happy. We got to make Tyreek Hill happy. So we got to extend Tyreek Hill and give him the contract that the Minnesota Vikings gave to Justin Jefferson. Tyreek Hill has 2 more years left on his contract, and he wants to get paid as the highest receiver in the NFL, and damn it, he deserves it because he's the best receiver in the NFL. Now, I don't know if that Tyreek extension is going to happen during the year, before the year, next offseason. I don't know. But I think that is the next goal. And then you got Waddle locked down. Lock down Tyreek Hill. You have your foundation on offense for the next 4 to 5 years with Tua, Tyreek Hill, and Jalen Waddle. You have that down for the next. You have that down for the next 4 to 5 years, and the grand finale is going on right now outside, and this really helps with the Dolphins in their cap space next year. My gosh, Jesus, this helps with the Dolphins going into next year with cap space. So and the reason that it's going to help it is it gives them the ability to extend Tyreek Hill, and Tua came out with his own video announcing his contract extension, and I'm about to play it for you. Then I got a couple more things I want to say, and then we're going to wrap it up. But this is very rare from Tua that he announces his own things. But here is Tua Tagovailoa's announcement that he received his new contract extension.
What's up, guys? Tua here. Got some breaking news for you guys. Although I never break any news, this is the first time for me. Just wanted to say that I agreed to a contract extension with the Miami Dolphins. Just want to give a big shout out to Mr. Ross. Want to thank Chris Greer, Brandon Chore for working endlessly on this deal. Want to thank Mike McDaniel for believing in me. Want to thank all my other coaches as well. I also want to give a big shout out to my teammates for believing in me, for also supporting me throughout this process. And then I also want to thank the fans as well. Fins up.
And I also want to give a shout out to Coach McDaniel in all of this too, because even though I've had criticism of Coach McDaniel in the last couple years, and I've put him on the hot seat. Me personally, I've said Mike McDaniel should be on the hot seat. I said it all at the end of last season. I think if things are shaky for the Dolphins in the first couple months, I think McDaniel should absolutely be on the hot seat. But he has sparked a new life into Tua Tagovailoa. And the moment that McDaniel was on that jet and he was on FaceTime with Tua, and, check your pulse if you're not fired up and all of that, I think Coach Mike McDaniel gave Tua the confidence that he needed that Brian Flores took away from him. So, and showing him like 700 plus plays of good that Tua has done in his first 2 years in the NFL. This is the perfect pairing. Mike McDaniel and Tua Tagovailoa. And they remind me of the Phillies, because the Phillies, they have a group of guys that you just want to cheer for. You want to cheer for a guy like Brandon Marsh. You want to cheer for a guy like Alec Bohm. You want to cheer for guys like Trey Turner. So I feel the exact same way, because I feel like casual NFL fans, you would want to cheer for a coach like Mike McDaniel. You would want to cheer for a quarterback like Tua Tagovailoa. You would want to cheer for receivers as cool as Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. So it's just a perfect pairing, and they're so easy to cheer for, man. They're so easy. Now, a lot of pressure is going to be on Tua. Just like a lot of pressure is going to be on Jared Goff. A lot of pressure is going to be on Trevor Lawrence. A lot of pressure is going to be on Jordan Love because of the contracts that they're playing under now. Tua ain't playing under no rookie contract next year, $23 million. He's playing under a big boy contract, a top 5 contract, quarterback-wise, in the NFL. There's going to be pressure on him. He's got to come through. And new look Tua, I mean, I'm all for it. I'm all for it, man. I've got full confidence in him. Year 3 in the Mike McDaniel system. I know there's some players that we have there that are not here this year that are on the offensive line, but skill set wise, we got better with Jalen Wright, with Odell Beckham Jr., with drafting Malik Washington, with signing Jonnu Smith. Skill position wise on offense, we are better this year than we were last year because all our offense was Mostert, Devon Achane when healthy. So I can't even say Devon Achane because he wasn't even healthy for most of the year. But Mostert, Tyreek Hill, and Jalen Waddle. That was our offense. Now you add a tight end to our offense. You add Jonnu Smith. You add a third wide receiver, and Odell Beckham Jr., who's not going to have a lot of pressure on him, that has experience. And you add another running back in Jalen Wright. So if one of the 2 running backs goes down, Jalen Wright can step up in one of the spots for Mostert or Devon Achane. So this is very exciting. It's a very exciting time to be a fan of the Miami Dolphins. Our starting quarterback just got paid the bag. He got the full-on bag from Stephen Ross and Chris Greer, and I'm excited. It's time to let him cook. It's time to let him cook. And I say, every year, the season starts at training camp. And the first day the fans are at training camp, that's the start of the season. Welcome back weekend in the NFL, right? Get together weekend in the NFL. Saturday and Sunday. It should be awesome. Football is back. Tua is locked down full time. And we are going to have the biggest football season content-wise, Miami Dolphins content-wise, this season on the Big Fight Fuel channel. I am pumped for my Dolphins content for this upcoming season. So make sure you're on the lookout for that. I'm probably not going to be doing anything next weekend because next weekend is SummerSlam weekend. But after that, preseason starts. And then we'll get games. So that should be fun. But thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe to the Big Fight Fuel channel. Comment down below your thoughts on Tua Tagovailoa getting paid 4 years, $212.4 million. Hit the like button if you like to hear from me. Follow me on Twitter at Colin_Joseph. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good night. Stay safe. And as always, it's a new hashtag this year. Go Fins, baby.